some important things that need to be known by all. These are problems that are affecting us as a whole, and a lot of people are ignorant to what is going on. This problem affects our health and well-being, and it has gone long enough without being addressed. The problem is fast food companies. Yes, McDonald's, Burger King, and your other well-loved food places. There are a lot of unhealthy foods and substances that people eat all over the world. Fast foods are one of them. However, they are a lot different. Many people are unaware of their unhealthiness and, in actuality, how bad they really are. Most foods include a type of labeling, which includes nutrition facts. Fast foods are one of the only foods that are packaged that do not include these labels. Why? Because they are hiding something. They are hiding secrets unknown and not thought of by many. What is in their food and what it can do to you. In the book Fast Food Nation by Eric Schlauser, they answer this question by simply saying there's shit in the meat. But I will go on farther and get more in depth about more than just what is in the food. What about what is done to allow others the knowledge about the food? What is being done to make it so that the food is not eaten as much by ignorant and or uncaring customers? Since the 1900s, the obesity rate has doubled. Obesity has overtaken smoking as the #1 cause of preventable deaths. But there's something else that really is the cause. But is there something else that is really the cause? No. Fast foods are one of the main causes of obesity. McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King are some of the fast food restaurants that contribute to the vast number of these people. When people hear this, the first thing they say is, it's the people's fault. You can choose not to eat it. No, it's not that easy. McDonald's, along with other fast food places, make their food addictive. When being researched, it was proven that their food has an effect on the brain that gets you addicted. There are also other factors that contributed to the addiction to McDonald's. Their sales techniques are very persuasive. They use colors, advertisements, affordable costs, and half the truth in order to gain new customers and keep the old ones. If McDonald's was a drug, people would be quick to stop it. If you catch a person walking down the street shooting heroin, you would see a problem with it. But if someone is walking down the street eating McDonald's, it is perfectly fine. Why is this? Both things are unhealthy, addicting, and can kill you. McDonald's just hurts you slower and the symptoms aren't as widely viewed, but McDonald's is an addiction. McDonald's is smart in their use of color and advertising. They use yellow and red. In art, these colors are colors that will catch the intended audience attention. That yellow is a friendly, bright color. This grabs the audience attention. This mostly gets the attention of children. Red is a color that stimulates the brain. It is also a call of action. This is the color that persuades parents to purchase the food. People don't realize or notice McDonald's specific choice of color is actually used for more than just decoration. So, are they smart advertisers or really cunning food manufacturing place? McDonald's main target group is children. This is shown by their main way of advertising. They do this by having a clown, Mighty Kids meal, Happy Meals, along with toys. They came up with the character to persuade the kids. They dress them up in the same colors that are used to charm the customers, red and yellow, adding a red nose and a couple of weird designs, naming him Ronald McDonald. This clown was used for years in order to pull the children in. He does this by making McDonald's seem like a fun place, like a Chuck E. Cheese or place of entertainment for children. There are children who don't know what President or Jesus looks like, but when they show a picture of Ronald McDonald, they know right away who he is. In the movie Super Size Me, they actually quizzed several young children by showing them pictures and asked them who they are, and the only pictures that were recognized were the ones of fast food restaurants' characters. Model is advertising commercials for McDonald's, persuading the children, thus creating addicts at a young age. They then persuade the children to buy them the food and grow up on it. The children then continue to eat it as adults, allowing their children to do the same. They also have meals designated for the children. The meal consists of small portions of meals with no type of vegetables and includes a toy. This is liked by the children because they get a nice meal with no vegetables and a free toy. Parents also enjoy this because it is a way to keep their children entertained. They use this as a distraction. The kids' meals are portioned in its own creative box decorated with different activities to grab the children's attention and keep them satisfied. This is also in the interest of the parents because it keeps their children full and they are being entertained at the same time. This is a plus because they don't have to pay separately for a toy and a meal, but this is a problem too. Nowadays, children don't need to be the ones they target. There are too many McDonald's around the world. There are more McDonald's in Manhattan than anywhere else in the world. Manhattan has over 83 McDonald's. They also have a lot of billboards and things around popular places that are naturally seen a lot in order to increase their customers. McDonald's spends at least $1.4 billion a year on direct media advertising. This is way too much money to spend on advertising, especially if they aren't staying with society. Are they unaware of the other things we could use this money for? We are, as a people, over $1 trillion in debt, but they are spending billions on dissatisfied advertisement. McDonald's needs to include all the nutrition facts, calories, and risks on every substance in the store and in the drive-thru, and not be allowed to spend over a couple million on advertisement. Give them the rest of the money usually spent to the government to help get out of debt. McDonald's is just not fattening because it's addictive. McDonald's food is also very unhealthy. They only have 7 food items that do not include sugar. They also create oversized portions of the food, making it even less healthy than before. In order to prove this, a man named Morgan did a project and created a documentary based on it. Morgan was dedicated to finding out if the food was really unhealthy. In order to do this, he decided to eat McDonald's only for a month. Of course, there were rules. He had to eat McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, eating or drinking nothing else from anywhere. He had to eat everything off the menu at least once throughout that month. He also had to supersize the meal of eggs. When started out this project, he was completely healthy and had no health problems. Throughout the entire project, he had several problems that he never had before. He had several chest pains, heart failure risks were doubled, and he experienced suppression and exhaustion. During this month, his body fat increased. He consumed over 1,500 calories a day. He gained 24.5 pounds, and his cholesterol increased from 168 to 225. His sex life even decreased, and he complained about weird fitness in his penis. Throughout the whole process, he consumed 30 pounds of sugar and 12 pounds of fat. This is visible proof that the food is unhealthy. This should be broadcasted on billboards and mentioned about thoroughly on the designated designed McDonald's bags. Every McDonald's eater should have complete knowledge about this. Every McDonald's is now also required to have several refits along with Xbox Connects located inside their store. The customers are going to have to purchase a card from any local CVS, Target, Walmart, and or McDonald's that has to be used in order to purchase anything from the restaurant. The card will not allow the owner to use it more than once a day, twice a week, and 4 times a month in the fast food restaurant, thus stopping the amount of calories and such that they consume from these places. When watching this, a lot of students' responses were, they don't have to eat the food, and okay, they should know what is in the food. But there are several problems with each of those statements. 1, there are meals and things at McDonald's that are supposed to be healthy, like their fruit smoothies and salads. However, they are not as healthy as they should be. When researched, it was found out that their salads are actually more unhealthy than the fried meals and things. They include chemicals in their shakes instead of just fruit and sugar. Their salads aren't healthy either. And the salads, they add extra things that take the healthy piece out. They include meats and dressings that are as fattening as the other things on the menu. They also do not have nutrition facts shown freely inside the projects or on their menus. During the time period of this project, Spurlock noticed he didn't see a lot of nutrition labels on the food or in the stores. We asked for one. They said they didn't have any. The manager was asked. Then that's when one was fished out of the basement of the restaurant. The only label sheet was located in the basement, hidden out of plain view from everyone, except for the workers. All the blame just shouldn't go to the McDonald's owners, though. It is enough to be shared with the meat manufacturers also. Their meat is made in obscene factories. They are made by immigrants and others who do not have any other choice, and only income will come from being slaved away in a dark factory. Why doesn't anyone lend them a helping hand you eggs? Because they have a lot. They have enough to lend you. What am I talking about? Your food. And the meat they process, which is also food McDonald's buys, is mixed with several things, including fingers. Not animal fingers, but human fingers that have been cut off by machines. The thing that makes it so bad is that there is actually a rule stating that this is allowed as long as it is not exceeding a certain amount. But who is there to know how much goes in the food? No one. So next time you need a lending hand, go to McDonald's and get a couple of burgers. You'll receive a few fingers and some extra pounds. McDonald's, in order to be served any longer, will have to now publicly include all the problems with their food, along with the advertisements of persons who have suffered or died in relation to their food. They will also be ordered by the government to use specific meat manufacturers. These manufacturers will be created as the FDA inspects all the factories and closes down all unsanitary, unsafe, and unlawful factories. These new factories will use healthy animals to create their food. These animals are not to have been injected by anything. If this policy is disregarded, the companies will receive fines ranging from $2,000 to $5,000. You can also give a handful of the blame to the government. They allow all of this to happen. There's a hamburger bill. This bill states that a person cannot sue a fast food person for making a child fat. This is making it so that all the manufacturers can get away with this and no one can do anything but tell others and hope they agree with them. So, is obesity the main cause of preventable deaths, or is the fast food restaurants? The fast food restaurants is my answer. This is, like slavery, more than a little problem. And I will end this, like the end of slavery. Whether you believe it was by the slaves, Lincoln, or the government, I will, like one of them, end the slavery in this fast food crisis. My rules and suggestions will be enforced and be expected to be abided by. A result in not following the rules and suggestions will be fines and forced closing of the stores. The fast food industry will change and we will no longer be ignorant to what it is doing to us. Like Martin Luther King had a dream, this is my dream. We need to treat this as we have slavery, unrestricted submarine warfare, and inequality. We need to work together to fight back as a whole. We need to make a change. Together we can. Si se puede. Yes, we can.